Hello and welcome to DriveSpark. This is Bharadwaj, and what you see here is the Benelli's cycles. Yes, Benelli has now introduced cycles in the Indian market, and there are a couple of models right here. And you'll be surprised to know that the first one which you spot here is an electric cycle from Benelli. Yes, this is an electric cycle. It has a pedelec system so that the motor works in conjunction with the pedal system that is placed right there. And there are a ton of details about this cycle. However, to run it down in a quick row, so it gets a 350 watt motor. The peak power is rated at 430 watt. It gets 4 levels of assist that you can control with the switchgear that is present right here, and there is a button for the battery right there. The battery pack is placed inside and is non-removable, and it also gets a charge. The charging time for this battery is around 4 to 6 hours using a regular charger, 5 amp charger, and it gets 85 kilometer in. It gives a range of 85 kilometer in Modo Eco. So I'm guessing it's pedelec system, pedal and electric. It gets a 85 kilometer range. It gets disc brake at both ends, and it is also it gets a gear. Let me check the gear right here. It gets Shimano gears, yes, the rear delay, and it gets a 10-speed gear system, and it gets a telescopic fork at the front, but a rigid type system at the rear here as well. So that's the Benelli electric cycle right here, and what you spot here is another cycle from Benelli. Now this is not electric, this is a regular cycle right here. Now again, this gets telescopic suspension at the front and a rigid type system at the rear, and that's about it. And it gets a if I can call this, yes, this is suspension. Yes, this it gets a suspension at the rear as well, and it gets disc brakes at both ends. Now the gear system for this is, let me check, I am checking the grip sheet. So this gets a 12-speed gearbox from Shimano again, and it gets disc brake and spoked wheels at both ends right here. Now what you see here is another Benelli cycle. Now this is more of a cycling thing, the 2D France thing. It's aimed towards that. Again, this is also a regular cycle, not an electric cycle. This gets a gearbox of 11-speed gearbox right here on the cycle. Now to be honest, I don't know too much about the cycles, but I'm guessing that's the race kind of cycle that you can spot right here. And what you can spot right here is another electric cycle. Now compared to that, this is little low on specs. It gets a 65 watt 65 newton meters of torque, 250 watt at the front. The peak power is rated at 418 and 420, and it gets a 10-speed gearbox right here. The range is rated at around 90 kilometer. Again, with a pedelec system, it gets similar, if you can spot it, gets a similar kind of D-pad for this cycle. This is just a showcase. You can go check it out on their website. Definitely there are a ton of cycle offerings from Benelli. Again, this is another mountain bike kind of cycle that gets Shimano gears again, and this has a 12-speed gearbox, rigid type frame, and a telescopic fork. Only that cycle right there does not get a telescopic fork, but every other cycle that you can spot right here, except for the 2D France kind of cycle right here and there, all gets telescopic forks and a rigid type, almost a rigid type frame at the rear, except for the one that is there that gets a suspension as well. So here what you see, this is again a similar cycle like the one you can spot on the white right there. Now this also gets a gearing system. Now this gets a 11-speed gearbox. Again, you can go check out the Benelli cycles. there are options. Not many people know that Benelli offers cycles. All the cycles have been displayed at the Auto Expo 2023. I shall see you in the next one.